You have a minivan like this and you want to turn it into a work van, I'm going to show you how to build all the sliding trays so that way you can have it as I have it my other cargo van. Alright, as you can see, we have the minivan and usually we have the seats in the middle here in the back, in the very back, and now I'm going to remove the other seats in the one that you see in the middle. So that way the minivan is going to weigh less. So the idea is to put all the toolboxes that you see here. I'm going to put the trays so that way you can slide them out and in. And in the other side, I'm going to do the same thing so that way I can move it through the other side. Alright, as you can see, we're going to start removing the seat belt here, at least this part, so that way we have more space because this is going to be on the way. I'm going to try to utilize the space as much as possible. So as you can see here, we're going to use socket 21 millimeters, and then we're going to leave it just here hanging because at least we have more space here. Someday I want to sell this minivan and they want to put it back, they can do that, and I don't have to worry about keeping this in a safe place. Okay, we have here in the middle side, as you can see here. So we're going to try to remove the seats. Let's see if we can do that. Because here we have the bolts here and here. So it will be better if the head would be here, so we can pull it here, and it will be easier to remove. But in this case, this is not the way. Except you make a hole here, maybe the same thing in the other side, and you can remove it. But as far as I can tell, I think I removed this bolt already. I think we can pull this all up, and that should do the trick. So basically, if you never had this type of minivan, as you can see, you can cover that up. This is if you're going to use it for passengers, but in my case, I want to use it strictly for work. So I want to get rid of the seats, so that way I have less weight. And I'll try to see if I have to remove this, maybe all this frame that is all around it, and that should do the trick. Okay, here it seems in the beginning that it's more difficult than it is, but it's not like that. So it was easy. I put some oil in the socket so that way the nuts will not get stuck in it. So that is a trick if you want to learn about that. So if you have someone you know that is going to help you with this, great. Otherwise, I think you can do it yourself like I did in this project. Yeah. Now we're going to see if we can remove this. This is the way I bought this minivan. I paid $1,600, so it's a cheap, product, or at least it was cheap for me. The only downside when you buy this type of cheap vehicles is that they are dirty. But other than that, I mean, it was a fun project, and I still use it every day, and it pays itself many times. As you can see, I have to use the right angle 11 to remove these two. So now I'm going to keep working, and I have these two to keep working on. You're not going to believe how heavy these seats are. I mean, they're incredibly heavy. So when you remove them, you're going to see a great difference. So I prefer to put tools in this space. So that is what I did. That is why I bought this type of minivan, the tow and go. That is the option. I mean, if you get the town and country, that is this model, and it works great. So it's going to take you a full day just to do this whole project, but with patience, or you can do it. Otherwise, if you have a helper, I think you can finish sooner. as you can see, I was prying it and it came loose, as you can see here. So it seems to be easy enough. Now I have to see how can I remove the other plastics, and we should be good. There we go. All right, as you can see, I was able to remove it completely by removing all those screws. Now we have less weight, for a few pounds in the carry band, so that will improve fuel economy. All right, as you can see, I was able to remove the 2 bolts that I had over there. Now it's just a matter of pulling this up and taking this out of the way. Perfect. All right, so we're going to use the 15 millimeters to remove this, and with this should be enough. There we go, first one out. So I put the 2x4s in both sides, and I made a line here, as you can see here. So that way I know the limit that the door is going to have. Here is all the way open, all the way. And here I have to calculate a little bit, for the back. So that way, just in case if I have to move it, I can do that. Another thing is I'm thinking in moving all this way towards this way, or maybe the other way. But I have to make sure that I'm going to leave maybe this much here, just in case if I have to screw it on the metal. So that way it will not tilt in case if I have so much weight and I'm moving all the way out. So basically that is how it's going to work. And after that, I'm going to start putting the rails in both sides, and we should be good to start. And then after that, I'm going to do the same thing in the back. So we have the rail, the sliding rail, and we have to put it just maybe like 3 inches. Otherwise, it's going to touch here on this side. In this side, I don't have that issue. I'm going to put a 2x4 here, another one here, and there. So that way we can put the rail again, and we can have a sliding tray here, and still I'm going to have a lot of space over there. Maybe I can put something smaller in the other end. Just got 2x4s, as you can see here. So I made a line with a chalk line or chalk box, something like that. So I'm going to put it like this. The other one is just like this here. Then I'm going to take plywood out. I'm going to put some screws in the other side. We should be good now. And then we can put later the rails. Right, as you can see, I made the line here. So I put the 2x4. And so that way I made the line with the chalk line. So that way I have the screws just in the middle. And I'm going to do the same thing in the other side, and we should be good. I did a few changes. So instead of using a big plywood, I'm going to use only this. I cut it just here like that. So from here, this edge that you see here, until the other edge that you see in the other side. So now I just cut this 19 inches. So that will fit just perfectly here. I'm going to put the screws on the side, and we should be good. After that, we are going to bolt this down to the chassis of the minivan, and we should be good. Now we have everything is working, so everything is as it should. Now I put this bolt here. I made the hole, as you can see over there, with the drill, and then we are going to install the insert here in each end, so that way we can leave everything firm and tight. Here I'm going to cut in the carpet to install the inserts. The bad thing here installing the insert, at least in this place on the floor, It's difficult and it's not going to last very long, and at least not for these type of things. So I didn't know it, but when I did this in my other cargo van, the ProMaster City, I mean, it worked great for the window because I put the security screens. But in this case, if you use just the self-tapping screws, that is the best way. But at least I didn't know it, so next time if I have to do it again, you know what to do. At least I'm telling you my experience here, so you don't have to do this. Just self-tapping screws, that is the way to go. But do your experience. Anyway, I'm going to try to leave all the materials that I'm using on tools in the video description, so that way you can buy whatever you need. And if you need something, just let me know. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you a few improvements that I did, so it will be like a bonus package or bonus information here, so that way you can learn from my experience doing these type of things. With the multi-tool, I was able to cut a small square, so that way I can put this in and it should be easier. We put the insert over there. Now we have the bolt here. Now we're going to put it over there and we should be good. So now we are going to do the same thing in all the corners. All right, as you can see, we did the last hole. So now we have to make it fit over there and we should be good. As you can see here, we're going to do the same thing, but here we have the hole, the cavity here, so that we are going to use. So by using this rail system, the unistruts, we're going to be able to do this. So what I was going to show you is here, I use a self-tapping screw, the same thing here, and over there we'll use block to make it taller, as you can see, so that way you will have the same height as the one that you have in the front. So basically now we're going to put these screws over there, so that way it will stay in place. Put the screw here, both on both sides, so this is firm and tight, and the same thing here. So I could put an extra screw in the other end, so that way, just in case, it will have more strength, so that way it will not lift up by the weight. As you can see, you have to do a pre-drill, so that way you have less chance that the wood will crack later. So now I'm going to put these two screws the same way I did in the other ones, and that should be strong enough. So now that you have this like this, you have to mark it, the rail, as you can see, the mark over there. So where you have the hole, next hole, and so on. So that way you can put this over here, and then you're going to put the screw, so that way it will keep it in place. All right, as you can see, now we are going to use the unistruts. This is how it works. This is a bolt. This is a nut, as you can see here. So we're going to put it in the mark that we have here. And then once we do that, we have to spin it a little bit. And that's it. So once it's like that, it's going to stay in place and it's not going to move anywhere. As you can see, here we have a groove here, a gap, and that is what will keep it from spinning. All right, now we're going to put this like that. On top of this, we grab the bolt with the washer, and then we screw it in, and that's it. And then it's going to stay in place, and we do the same thing in each one of them. You can see it's time to put the screws on now, because this is not fixed in a place, you know, you can untie it and you can move it around. So now all I have to do is I have to put the washer, I have to put the washer here, lock washer, nut, and now we can tighten it up, and that's it. We're going to adjust it here, So this is how we are going to adjust this now. Change this. There we go. It's firm and tight. Now we can move to the next one. As you can see, I have put one screw over there, another screw in the other side. So now I have to put one screw in each side, and then after that we will be good, and we can put the thing where it should be, and all the toolboxes. Alright, so this is the minivan. So as you can see, I have all the trays out, and I'm going to tell you a few things. So if you have to buy something like that, buy instead the regular minivan, buy the Town and Country. So this is the best one because it has the seats that are stow and go, so that way you have more space under the floor. So that is why I bought this, and I didn't buy the minivan, the caravan, because the caravan also is less. It has less luxuries, and this one, it has everything that I want. I mean, I like it a lot. So as you can see, I did the same thing in the other end. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you a little bit more my experience. So in the beginning, as you saw, I was using a lot of wood. Now I'm trying to get rid of all the lumber. So this is a few months later after the video. So this is my second van that I did this thing. And the first one was all wood. And in the second one, I tried to use as little as wood as possible. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. So what I would do is, if I have to do it again, I would cross another unistrut like this here and over there, so that way you will keep the rails 90 degrees, because if they move a little bit, towards the right or left, it's going to be a little bit hard to pull and push the trays. Other than that, that is good. Another thing, I did another video about that, how to convert I think it was your car into an electric generator. So here I have all my chargers for all my batteries. So when I drive for the next customer, I put the batteries that are low, so that way, I have full. I have all my batteries are full. So I have Rigid, DeWalt, Bosch, Ryobi, and Milwaukee. So those are all the tools that I use. Each brand, they have their pros and cons. So I'm trying to buy, the best of each brand. And that is how I roll. So if you want me to build something like that, or if you're outside the United States, you want me to send you, tools, electronics, parts, or anything, just contact me and I'll try to send you whatever you need. FedEx, UPS, DHL, whatever. So here I'm going to show you the other end, so that way you can see. So this works great. Like I said, instead of using those pieces of lumber, I will use next time all unistrut to keep the rail straight. Like I said, if the rail was, because in the beginning it was working fine, but after the use, after the usage, the rails start moving towards the right, and then I was having problem that it was very tough or hard, to push it out, to pull it out, to push it in. So that was the issue. So as you can see here on the floor, I remove all the seat, and this, I'm not going to put all the seat back, so this van is going to die the way it is. Or I'm going to, if I sell it, I would like to sell it, buy something else. So I would select the way it is. So if someone wants the, with the toolbox and everything, this is how it is going to be. Otherwise, it's going to stay the way it is, and I'm going to keep it as maybe as a backup or something like that. So the bad thing about the lumber is easy to use, but the problem is it's going to be like very heavy. So you want to try to to make the vehicle as light as possible. So with the Unistrut, it works great. So that is my improvement for now. Another reason that you have to get a town and country if you do something like that is because at least this car is not very large. So I have these buttons for the seat. So if I push 2, as you can see, it goes to my position of driving. But as you can see, it's going to touch this. But because this one I have a little bit more space, that's fine. But if I want to pull this out, I will press button 1, and it moves all the way forward. With the Caravan, you don't have that option, so that is a problem. So that is why I like this. Also, it has a lot of amenities, and I like it a lot. So over there is the battery station, like I showed you before. I have all my tools. I have almost, it's fully loaded. So as you can see, 2 ladders. So I'm getting about 15 or 18 miles a gallon. It's pretty good. It's a V6. It has more power than the ProMaster and City. The ProMaster and City, I paid like $11,000. For this minivan, I paid $1,600. So it's way better. It's more powerful. The engine is a V6. The other was 4-cylinder, and the gas mileage was about the same as this. So it doesn't make any sense, because I have so many tools. That when you have too much weight and the engine is so little, you are going to get it's going to work harder than just a V6. And with the V6, you can have everything that you need. V6, I think, is the way to go. Or also, if you have maybe a Sprinter van or something like that, that can have a higher payload, I think that will be enough. But those are my bonus. So after many months of using it with the ProMaster City, I sold it because it was too little. So this, I have more room because the floor, the way it is, and also I can tow a trailer or even a car, without any issue with this minivan. It has more powerful. It's powerful with the ProMaster City. It doesn't have enough power for anything. Even when I have only tools or anything like that, it's not a good vehicle. So that is my advice if you want to do something like that. Hopefully this video was useful. So if you want me to make something like that for you, I am in US. Or if you want me to send you, the rails or tools or anything like that, just contact me, and I will be glad to help you. DHL, FedEx, anything else. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and see you next time.